Hello, everybody. Um, my name is Daisha Moreno Mercado, and today we are going to be talking about how Ghostface made us realize how unsafe we are. To start everything off, we will be looking into a murder that had happened in Holcomb, Kansas, and how it had affected the community. Another thing we're going to be looking at is the tendencies psychopaths and sociopaths have, and the types of safety and security one can have, and like how to address it, and why Ghostface is a symbol of mistrust within a community. Onto our thesis statement, we will be examining an essay written by Thomas Fahey, Hobbies, Human Nature, and the Culture of American Violence and Truman Capote's In Cold Blood, and other scholarly sources to help us observe people who don't feel safe and can't react healthily. The purpose is to keep people safe and aware of their surroundings and know when to give someone their trust. So far, the primary text we will be using throughout this slideshow is the essay written by Thomas Fahey. Thomas Fahey has written extensively about horror. He has written two young adult novels, and he was the director of the English graduate program at Long Island University. So, Ghostface is a serial killer who is in the town of Woodsboro, California, in the first movie of the Scream franchise. The killer in this movie is Billy Loomis and Stu Macker. They are revealed to be Ghostface nearing the end of the movie. Billy's girlfriend, Sydney, ends up killing him and Stu so she can escape because they were going to kill her. And there is a pattern when observing these movies is that Sydney is always in the middle of wanting to be killed by people around her. And there was a murder that happened in Hong Kong, Kansas, which we will talk more about it later, and how we can become safer as a community or anywhere. Well, first off, we need to know when to trust someone and know when they deserve that trust. And if you have a gut feeling about something or someone, I would suggest you follow it. There are many reasons not to trust someone, like in the situation that had happened in Holcomb, Kansas, which was the massive panic, and how all the neighbors were scared that they could have been the killer, and they just stopped trusting everyone afterwards. Psychopaths don't necessarily have empathy, or if they did, it would be different from our mainstream society. They have some tendencies that are more obvious and some that are not as obvious. And they use these to help manipulate and try to charm you into tricking you into thinking that they are a good person. They also tend to use social norms to their advantage so they don't stand out like a sore thumb. Nowadays, we need to be more careful since crimes are everywhere, and we need to be careful of our surroundings. So by doing this, we can keep an eye on any news and articles in our area and see if anything has been going on. And you can spread awareness to people who may not know about these things that are going on in your community. And there are different ways to spread awareness, And these are, if you're like at school, you can have like a student newspaper and a bulletin board, or just in your like community, things like that. Now, all the points that we made before, they all point back to Billy and stating that he is a sociopath or a psychopath. And he becomes more aggressive and tries to manipulate Sydney, just like those are some of the tendencies we talked about earlier, and how he lacks judgment and everything. His girlfriend, Sydney, she continues to like Billy even though he had changed drastically in a short amount of time. Now, not all people who have these characteristics are psychopaths, because there are some people who use their strategies to try and fit in to society, which can make it harder for us to figure out who is good and who is bad. And not every single psychopath is going to be a criminal or an absolutely horrible person, because only 25% are criminals. Now, Ghostface is someone who causes mistrust in a once close community. And we all know that we need to identify and spread awareness to people who may not know about these things, and help someone who may be in an abusive relationship or in a toxic environment. And here is our works cited.